Musical masters. Don't you love these music articles? It really gives us a look into people's lives. And I think that's what's beautiful about these music profiles we've been doing recently. David?
And I really enjoyed this one because it connected in a way with my childhood. I was familiar with this pianist growing up. And so it's really cool to read all about him and kind of get to know his personality and his legacy a bit more.
So are you a fan then of jazz music?
Oh yeah. I mean, when I was growing up, my dad was really into jazz. So as a result, I got to listen to a lot of different kinds, and he exposed me to, like so many different styles. And then after that, I started getting into my own stuff. I knew I loved jazz, so I started finding other artists and then like sharing them with him, and that was really cool.
Absolutely. Well, is there anything that resonates with you when you read about how McCoy Tyner's life and work, or when you learn about his work? Is there something that resonates with you?
Yeah, one thing that resonates with me about him is his humility. He's very low key.
Yeah.
Low
key.
Yeah, like low key,
No
kind of
pun
like
intended.
Very low key, very humble. But at the same time, he played piano on some of the most legendary jazz albums. I mean, not only Love Supreme with Coltrane, but also an album called Contemplations, also by Coltrane, right? And I know in that album, Contemplations, I particularly fell in love with his style, his heavy left-handed percussive
Which was
style.
very different from others during that time, right? So he took a risk and it worked.
Yeah, and it worked, and it really influenced a whole generation of jazz pianists. And from that, I started listening to a lot of his stuff that he did, outside of his work with Coltrane. And it's absolute quality.
Well, how about you, David? Do you actually play any musical instruments?
I do, yeah. I play the guitar some. I've got a banjo. I guess recently ordered some strings for it. You can't find those in Taiwan, unfortunately.
Well, bring it out.
Right
Come
now?
on, play for us. Yeah, where is it? So you play the banjo, you play the guitar.
And the guitar, yeah.
Anything
That's mostly it.
All right, that's much more than me because I play nothing. Well, that's pretty incredible that how long have you been playing those instruments?
For quite a few years now. The guitar I started playing back in high school because I got really into Jimi Hendrix, a very famous rock and roll guitarist from the 1960s and early 70s. And my big sister played guitar. And when I was growing up, and she still is the coolest person in the world, right? So I wanted to learn how to play guitar like my big sister. And she taught me back then.
Well, we also talk about sheet music. Do you use that when you're playing guitar?
Usually
banjo?
I use, when I'm playing, banjo has a certain style of written music, and I can read that pretty well. It's like a certain way that they write it. Regular sheet music, I'm not super good at I don't really know. If I'm singing it already or if I'm hearing the melody, then I can follow along.
Right.
But I'm not really trained in that well.
So you can play just by hearing.
Mostly that's what I do.
That's a talent right there. That's pretty amazing. Well, be sure to check out our music article and just learn more about music and history and the lives of those who play music. I think that's pretty incredible. So check out our music article and be sure to watch all of our Topic Talks videos this month.